duck feather soft and hotter than hell. What does that even mean? Is it like flammable bedding?
For the love of literacy, can we start with the title? That's a quote, presumably, from this week's Specimen, In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. Book 2 in the Lovelight Farms series, apparently.
Oh, Lovelight Farms, where men are grumpy, anxious messes who collect animals like Pokémon and women just appear like Evie. Poof, brown skin zero backstory magic.
That is certainly one interpretation, though ethnically ambiguous. Exotic brown girl who fell from the sky, and lazy. Performative diversity attempt were the phrases reviewers used. But please, don't let actual critique interrupt your enthusiasm. Unlike your baffling defense of that sentient doorknob protagonist in the chrome reflection last month.
Hey, Gary the Doorknob had layers. This book has Beckett Porter, my sweet, grumpy, earmuff-wearing farmer king.
Oh, good grief. Let's talk about Beckett. Readers seem pathologically obsessed with this man whose primary personality traits are crippling social anxiety and potential animal hoarding. 4 cats and a duckling. A duckling! Indoors.
It's called rescuing. He's sensitive. He feels things. He probably smells like hay and a gentle sadness. My neighbor Dave has anxiety, but he just collects conspiracy theories and yells at pigeons. Beckett adopts ducklings. It's aspirational.
It's concerning. Does Lovelight Farms have adequate ventilation? What about zoning laws? And this Evie character, the influencer who ghosted him after a one-night stand? She's the eye of the storm here.
Ugh, Evie. Okay, fine, she's annoying. Ghosting is rude. And yeah, maybe the author just slapped a brown skin label on her and called it diversity. One reviewer said the whole too dark for TV news thing was the least likely racism. Like, hello? Have you seen TV news? But mostly she's just there to make Beckett feel things, like a sentient prop, a very pretty, vaguely ethnic prop.
Precisely. Reviewers felt cheated. They wanted a character, not a placeholder for representation points. It speaks to a larger issue in publishing. See, this clumsy, surface-level attempt at diversity without doing the actual work of building a character with cultural identity, family, anything beyond a Pantone swatch reference.
Okay, Dr. Lecture. But did the reviewers mention the dancing firefighters? Because that's culture. Or Miss Beatrice, the shopkeeper who's only nice to people she likes. I respect that level of petty. This town sounds like Gilmore Girls if everyone was slightly more unhinged and constantly documenting it. Some people hated it, called it gratingly twee.
Gratingly twee is putting it mildly. 14 side characters? 14. It's less cozy small town and more claustrophobic hellscape where you can't buy milk without Jeremy hitting on you badly.
Jeremy, what a loser. See, relatable content. So, is the book actually good, besides Beckett, obviously?
Define good. It features the single most infuriating trope known to literature, the third act breakup due to stupid lack of communication. Just talk to each other, you imbeciles.
Right. I almost threw my e-reader. Like you're living together after she ghosted you post 1 night stand. The sexual tension is thicker than Beckett's earmuffs, and you can't just say, hey, I have feelings. Come on.
And readers are torn. Some 5-star reviews gush about finding you're happy, Beckett's vaguely cultish catchphrase, by the way, and ignore the representation disaster entirely. Others give 1 star, furious about Evie being a cardboard cutout, or the plot being thinner than Beckett's excuses for avoiding eye contact. One reviewer literally wrote, "I'm building my own farm on that hill, and I'm adopting kittens and ducklings. I can't live like this anymore."
I felt that in my soul. It's the Beckett effect. He ruins real men. Who needs a functioning adult when you can have a grumpy, anxious farmer who needs you to regulate his emotions while he adopts another stray cat?
That is profoundly unhealthy. If Beckett Porter were a sandwich, what would he be?
Ooh, easy. A sad tuna melt on rye bread that's slightly soggy because he got anxious making it and cried into the mayonnaise. But like the cheese is perfectly melted because deep down, he's warm.
That's disturbingly specific and probably accurate. The spice level is apparently 3 out of 5. Hotter than hell, which seems optimistic given the protagonist wears noise, canceling headphones during social interactions.
It's the tension, the repressed longing, the fear of finding another duckling before he finds true love.
Right. Final verdict time before I need therapy myself. This book, it attempts things poorly. The central romance relies on idiocy, the side characters are a mob, and the representation issue is frankly embarrassing.
But Beckett and the vibes. Okay, fine, Evie was wallpaper and the plot made me yell, but the potential.
Potential doesn't excuse lazy writing. I give In the Weeds 2 out of 10. Unanswered therapy referrals for Mr. Porter.
Harsh, I give it 5 out of 7 adopted ducklings because hope and fluffiness and problematic faves.
Join us next week, listeners, assuming I haven't resigned, when we'll be dissecting the controversial new release. My roommate is a sentient mold spore, and he owes me rent.
Ooh, is the mold spore hot? This is Heartbook Radio. Don't touch that dial unless it's moldy.